Yes, this is Clone56. I'm doing a video on the Shaco AP, Ability Power Shaco. This is definitely not, a lot of people don't do this. I'm just doing this, kind of showing you a way of just doing something a little more fun than anything. I wouldn't really suggest doing this at all if you're doing anything serious like tournaments or anything, but this is definitely pretty fun. Doing AP Shaco is definitely really fun. So as I'm starting to set up in my jungle, I don't take Smite, I take Exhaust and Ignite. But if you set up your Jack in the boxes on the lower left hand side, they all should hit the Golem, no problem at all. And if you have ruins that are set up as a mage, like Ability Power, Magic Penetration, you should be able to kill it, no problem at all with no Smite. So, and then my team is protecting me, as you see. And here in just a few short moments it should be popping and you should see me drop it relatively quickly. I can say jungle Shaco AP with no Smite is kind of slow, but if you make sure you maintain your ganks, you're pulling up ganks successfully, your farm does stay up fairly well. And I do start off with a tomb and 1 health pot too. And I have roughly about 40 ability power. And as you can see here, the golem does get dropped relatively fast, so no problem at all. And with the blue buff, you are able to get around quicker, able to gank and jungle faster too as well. So it is more like a must. The only problem with ability power Shaco, I find, if you don't have blue, you feel kind of gimped because you can run out of mana kind of quickly. I do level up my Shiv first, and it's followed with Jack in the Box, 1 point in each. Then my Jack in the Box and my Shiv. And you can see it, it's demonstrating here. I go ahead and set up for a gank, first blood gank for my team. And like I said, if you keep your ganks up, your farm does stay fairly well, but because jungling does go kind of slow with ability power Shaco. But it's definitely a blast to play in my opinion. Like I said, I wouldn't. If you do anything serious like tournaments or anything, I really wouldn't suggest it. There's much better options, but when you get up to that 600, 700 ability power, those knives are really fun to play around with. Well, I'll be demonstrating that here in just a little bit. In team fights, we're going to be in a team fight here in just a second. It's very important to make sure you have your ult. Your clone, when he explodes, will do a ton of damage. It will do like 800, 900 if your ability power is up there. As I demonstrate here, I will be busting out my clone. It will be exploding and doing heavy damage right here. And you want to make sure you get your Jack in the Boxes up in team fights too. Very, very important, because those Jack in the Boxes with the ability power do some about 100 damage per tick to somebody, so it will hurt. And then as you can see there, about 1/8 of Alistar's life was killed with 1 knife. And another problem I kind of have with ability power Shacos, if you don't get the ball rolling, like I have a Magias, if you don't get stacks, you're kind of gimped and pretty weak. He's kind of like a one-trick pony. If you don't get the ball rolling on him, he's really gimped. But if you do get your kills up and do get that Magias up, yeah, it's pretty awesome. Your clone will do a lot of damage in team fights. And one of the last shots I have in this, you'll see I get a triple kill with 1 explosion of a clone. But if you get that, you want, like I said, you want to level up that knife. You want to get up to level 5 right away by level 9, and the Jack in the Box will follow next. It's pretty smart if you see the opposite team going through bushes and stuff quite a bit. It's not bad to get blue and go and set up a bunch of Jack in the Boxes in the bush. I mean, it's pretty standard stuff. But if you do have ability power and you have 5 or 6 Jack in the Boxes, they will be doing each 100 a tick. That will be 500 a tick every second. While they're feared, they should be able to kill them. So as we finished up the team fights, you can see I took out killed Phil with 1 knife. Pretty nice, pretty easy. I'm gonna set up a gank. I was planning on setting up more Jack in the Boxes here, but unfortunately Alistar came in. But as you can see, the insane amount of damage I do with the Jack in the Box and the Shiv. So it's it is definitely with Shaco, it's about juking and flashing back and forth. As you can see here, I almost actually end up dying to Jax, but I escape just narrowly, and my team comes up. I go back, and yeah, you can say it's kind of a KS, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. I gotta get my stacks up, so like I said, it's definitely, you need to make sure you have your blue at all times, so you can go so you can make sure you're juking back and forth. And as I demonstrate here, I just keep going back and forth, throwing my knife, throwing my throwing my flash and picking off the kills. And when that knife gets strong enough, you're going to be just annihilating these people. So my last clip is coming up. Like I said, it's kind of hard to see, but if you look, you can see that I get a triple kill right here for my clone exploding. It's pretty sweet. So try AP Shaco. My builds are going to be Russian Majias, Boots, and Lichbane, and Death Cap is what you're going to want to get. Alright, have fun.